the longest-running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're featuring two schools from two different districts, but only separated by 1.5 miles. We have the Shawnee Mission South Raiders versus the Blue Valley North Mustangs. Let's go ahead and meet our competitors. First from South, Taylor.
I'm Taylor Hune. I'm a senior.
I'm Michaela Yachnes, and I'm a senior.
I'm Miles Simpson. I'm a senior.
I'm Nikki Webb, and I'm a junior.
I'm Josh Watkins, and I'm a freshman.
And our competitors from Blue Valley North, Amanda.
I'm Amanda Stevsick, and I'm a senior.
I'm Luigi, and I'm a senior.
I'm Charlie Wallach, and I'm a junior.
I'm Anish Potnis, and I'm a senior.
I'm Ryan Smith, and I'm a senior.
Here on Categories in the first round, we will take turns with each team responding to a question. If a team does respond incorrectly, the other team will have a chance to steal. We did a coin toss before we started taping, and it was won by Blue Valley North. So, Mustangs, here is your category, which is science. The human brain is one of the most fascinating and baffling organs of the body. The brain is divided into 3 main parts. Which division is the area that controls sight? Charlie?
The cerebrum.
It is the cerebrum. That is correct. Raiders, next category for you is geography. Which river flows west through Orléans, Tours, and Nantes before emptying into the Bay of Biscay? Taylor?
The Seine.
That is incorrect. Mustangs, chance to steal this geography category. Which river flows west through Orléans, Tours, and Nantes before emptying into the Bay of Biscay? Anish?
The Rhine.
That is incorrect. We're looking for Loire. Loire. Mustangs, you do get the next category, which is awards. In what field is the George Foster Peabody Award given? Anish?
Journalism.
Cannot accept journalism. Raiders, chance to steal this award, the awards category. In what field is the George Foster Peabody Award given? We're looking for radio and television. Radio and television. Raiders, current events is your category. Television's top 10 talk show hosts made a combined of $568 million last year. With an income of almost half that, what female is number 1? Taylor?
Oprah.
It is Oprah. That is correct. Mustangs, next category for you is mathematics. What is the domain of the function y equals 1 divided by the quantity of x minus 3? Anish?
All real numbers except x equals 3.
We will take that. That's excellent. Raiders, you have the next category, which is world history. The Punic Wars were fought between Rome and Carthage. Who were the opposing powers in the Peloponnesian Wars? Miles.
Athens and Sparta.
Athens and Sparta is correct. Mustangs, next category for you is English language. The words eloquent silence illustrate what figure of speech? We're looking for a 4-syllable word. Charlie?
Oxymoron.
Oxymoron is exactly right. Raiders, art is your category. The picture on the $1 bill is a copy of a famous portrait of George Washington by what artist? Time on that. North, chance to steal this art category. The picture on the $1 bill is a copy of the famous portrait of George Washington by what artist? Time on that question. Gilbert Stewart is the answer to that. Mustangs, you have a current events category question. eBay has sold most of its stake in what VoIP service provider that permits a user to talk to each other through internet connections on their computers? Luigi?
Skype.
It is Skype. That is correct. Raiders, chance to steal, or excuse me, you have the next category, which is science. Roughly, what is the difference between gravity on the moon and gravity on Earth?
Gravity on the moon
Hold on,
is...
hold on,
oh,
Josh.
Sorry.
Go ahead now.
Okay. The gravity on the moon is 1/6 the gravity on Earth.
That's the exact answer we're looking for. Very good. Mustangs, you have the next category, which is name game. John wrote 10 Days That Shook the World. Walter battled yellow fever. And Lou fronted the Velvet Underground. Give me the common surname. Raiders, chance to steal this name game category. John wrote 10 Days That Shook the World. Walter battled yellow fever. And Lou fronted the Velvet Underground. Give me the common surname. We're looking for Reed. John Reed, Walter Reed, and Lou Reed would be the answer to that one. Raiders, you have the next category, which is math. If two circles are tangent to each other, what is the greatest number of common tangents the two circles can have? Time on that. Mustangs chance to steal this math category. If two circles are tangent to each other, what is the greatest number of common tangents the two circles can have? Charlie?
2.
Answer we're looking for is 3. They can have 2 external and 1 internal tangent on that. Mustangs, you do get the next category, which is U.S. history. The 18th Amendment to the Constitution is called the Prohibition Amendment. Which of our constitutional amendments is called the Lame Duck Amendment? Oh, hold on. Their turn.
Sorry.
Time on that. Raiders, you have the next. You have a chance to steal this U.S. history category. The 18th Amendment to the Constitution is called the Prohibition Amendment. Which of our constitutional amendments is called the Lame Duck Amendment? Miles?
20th Amendment.
It is the 20th Amendment. And with that correct answer, you have tied the score at 4 apiece. Raiders, you get the next category, which is literature. He started writing while in prison at Columbus, Ohio. His real name was William Sidney Porter. By what pen name is he better known? Taylor?
O. Henry.
O. Henry is exactly right. Mustangs, you have the next category, which is movies. In what movie did Judy Garland sing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas? Raiders, chance to steal this movies category. Question, in what movie did Judy Garland sing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas?
White Christmas.
White Christmas is incorrect. We're looking for Meet Me in St. Louis. I think your grandparents probably would know the answer to that one. Raiders, you have the next category, which is culinary arts. A Japanese dish called sushi is one of the most popular meals in Hawaii. Name the 2 main ingredients in sushi. Josh.
Raw fish and spices.
Cannot accept raw fish and spices. Mustangs, chance to steal this culinary arts category. Anish.
Raw fish and seaweed.
Raw fish and seaweed is also incorrect. We're looking for raw fish and rice. Raw fish and rice. Mustangs, you get the next category, which is geography. The Hebrides Islands are situated off West Scotland. Where are the New Hebrides Islands? Amanda?
Off Argentina.
I don't think we can accept off Argentina. I am sorry. Raiders, you have a chance to steal this geography category. The Hebrides Islands are situated off Scotland, west of Scotland. Where are the New Hebrides Islands? We're looking for South Pacific, other side of South America there on that one. Raiders, you have the next category, which is U.S. history. A memorable Phi Beta Kappa address was delivered at Harvard in 1837. It was entitled The American Scholar. Who delivered it? Got in before the buzzer. Mikhail, go ahead.
Woodrow Wilson.
Incorrect. Mustangs, chance to steal this U.S. history category. A memorable Phi Beta Kappa address was delivered at Harvard in 1837, entitled The American Scholar. Who delivered it? Charlie?
Ralph Waldo Emerson.
That is exactly right. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Mustangs, you have medicine as the next category. What is meant by the medical term placebo? Luigi?
It's a fake medicine that people think they're taking the real one, but they're not.
That's exactly that. Good enough for matches what's on the
That's good
card.
enough.
Very good. Raiders, you have the next category, which is sport. Croquet is a popular outdoor lawn game in which the players use mallets to hit balls through narrow arches. What are those narrow arches called? Nikki?
Wickets.
They are called wickets. And with that correct score, you have evened the score at 6 apiece. Mustangs, U.S. presidents is your category. It was said that John F. Kennedy could not become president because he was Catholic. What similar personal obstacle did Ronald Reagan need to overcome? Luigi.
His age.
It's incorrect. We cannot accept that. Raiders, chance to steal this U.S. president's category. It was said that John F. Kennedy could not become president because he was Catholic. What similar personal obstacle did Ronald Reagan need to overcome? Miles?
Was because he was a because he was an actor in California. No.
It's a huge obstacle, but that's not the one we're referring to. It was his first divorce. His divorce from his first wife was what we were looking for. Raiders, science is your category. How many animals experience, many animals experience survival adaptations in which they take on characteristics similar to other organisms? What's the general term for such adaptations? Mikhail?
Natural selection.
Natural selection cannot accept that. Mustangs, science is the category, your chance to steal. Many animals experience survival adaptations in which they take on characteristics similar to other organisms. What's the general term for such adaptations? Amanda?
Mimicry.
Mimicry. Right on the button there with that one. Mustangs, you do get the next category, which is music. For what drink did Johann Sebastian Bach name a cantata in 1732? Raiders, chance to steal this music category. For what drink did Johann Sebastian Bach name a cantata in 1732? Time on that. We're looking for coffee. Coffee. Raiders, you do get the next category, which is world history. The Truman Doctrine was issued in direct response to the threat of a communist takeover in what European country after World War II? Miles, go ahead.
Sorry. Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia is incorrect. North, you have a chance to steal this world history category. We will finish out the question. The Truman Doctrine was issued in direct response to the threat of a communist takeover in what European country after World War II? Luigi?
Turkey.
Turkey is also incorrect. We're looking for Greece. Greece on that. With the sound of that siren, that does bring us to a close of our first round in an evenly fought battle here with Blue Valley North with a slim lead of 7, Shawnee Mission South 6. At this time of our program, we do go to a student representative from each school, and they will give us a campus update. And first we have Mikhail from Shawnee Mission South. What is happening with the Raiders?
Well, our school recently had a very good showing at districts. Our band qualified the most students out of all 5A and 6A schools in Kansas. And our orchestra also had a very good showing. Our Science Olympiad team hosted the Southland tournament on Saturday. Our theater department recently put on the production of The Boyfriend. And we're in the middle of our canned food drive, and we recently had the Mr. American pageant where we raised over $1,000.
Fantastic. What do they do? Is that just like a student-appointed king or something like that, Mr.
Well, we
American?
had 15 different senior boys chosen, and we went through spirit wear, evening wear, a talent, and then we had a coordinated dance at the end.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds really entertaining. And Blue Valley North, Luigi, please give us a campus update on what is happening with the Mustangs.
All right, well, Blue Valley North won the Governor's Award for the 7th straight year. We had our breakfast to honor 15 National Merit Scholars. Several students at our school made all district in band and orchestra. We're starting up winter sports really soon, and we're all pretty excited about that. And everyone at North is looking forward to Thanksgiving break pretty soon.
Fantastic. So once again, both campuses really engaged in the whole student with the athletics and academics and everything like that. Excellent, excellent job. Here in the second round is the lightning round, where we will place the question on the floor for either team to answer. If one team does answer incorrectly, the other team will have a chance to steal that question. Just this reminder to everybody playing today that please wait until your name is called before you give a response, especially during the lightning round. All right, here we go. The first category of round 2 is science. NASA's Mission Control Space Center is located in Houston. It is named in honor of what United States president? Charlie?
Kennedy?
Kennedy is incorrect. Raiders, chance to steal this science category. NASA's Mission Control Space Center is located in Houston. It is named in honor of what United States president? Time on that. It's Lyndon Johnson, the Johnson Space Center in Houston. Both teams, literature is the category. Which Shakespearean monarch lamented, "As flies to wanton boys, so are we to the gods. They kill us for their sport"? King Lear. King Lear is that answer. Next category for both teams, English history. It is a long question, so please pay attention. Historically, this London hospital served as the first English lunatic asylum. The name of this place is the corruption of Bethlehem. It was founded by Simon Fitzmary, Sheriff of London, in 1247. Henry VIII officially handed over to the City of London as a lunatic asylum in 1547. Name it. Mikhail.
Bedlam Asylum.
It is Bedlam, that is correct. Both teams, U.S. government is your category. What is the current name of the cabinet department that was once called the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare? Taylor.
The Department of Health and Human Services.
Health and Human Services is what we're looking for. And with that correct response, you have taken an 8-7 lead. Both teams, geography is the category. What is the largest bay in the world is part of what ocean? Taylor?
The Atlantic.
That is incorrect. Mustangs, chance to steal this geography category. The largest bay in the world is part of what ocean? Charlie?
Indian Ocean?
It is the Indian Ocean. It's the Bay of Bengal. Greek is the next category for both teams, and it is again another long question. Aristotle defined rhetoric as the faculty of discovering in every case the available means of persuasion. Aristotle emphasized 3 methods of proving one's case. Identify the related Greek terms from these descriptions. Mikhail?
Logos, pathos, and ethos?
Cannot accept that. I am sorry. Mustangs. Here's the Greek category once again. Aristotle defined rhetoric as the faculty of discovering in every case the available means of persuasion. Aristotle emphasized 3 methods of proving one's case. Identified the related Greek terms from these descriptions. The first one, influence of the speaker's, the influence of the speaker's personality. 2, the influence of the use of formal principles and reasoning in proof. And the third one, the influence of the speaker's use of emotional appeal. Luigi.
Ethos is the use of the speaker's image and reputation. Logos is the use of logic, and pathos is the use of emotion.
Very good. That's what we're looking for. I'm sorry, Mikhail, if you had to have them in that order. I apologize. Next category for both teams. Here we go. A satellite which maintains a speed precisely the same as that of the Earth's rotation is to be said to be in stationary orbit. What's the other term that describes this type? Anish.
Geosynchronous orbit.
Geosynchronous is correct. U.S. government for both teams. Charles Nagel was the last person to serve in the combined post of Secretary of Commerce and what? Luigi?
Chairman of the Federal Reserve.
Incorrect. Raiders, chance to steal this U.S. government category. Charles Nagel was the last person to serve in the combined post of Secretary of Commerce and what? Secretary of Labor was the other part. World history for both teams. May 20th marks the anniversary of Charles Lindbergh's historic 1927 transatlantic flight. Who was his co-pilot? No one. It was a solo flight. Sorry, trick question. Sometimes they pull that out on you sometimes. Apologize for that. Literature is the next category for both teams. Amelia Sedley and Rawdon Crawley are the characters in what novel by 19th century English author William Makepeace Thackeray? Vanity Fair, Vanity Fair. Current events is the next category for both teams. Future ABC News anchor Diane Sawyer worked in which presidential administration? Luigi?
The Nixon administration.
Nixon administration is correct. Numbers is the next category. What number is shared by a dishonorable discharge from the army and the arms on the Hindu god Vishnu? Taylor?
8.
Section 8, that is correct. English history is the next category for both teams. An eventful year in English history was 1066. 3 different kings ruled during that year. Identify any one of them. Taylor?
Alfred.
Cannot accept Alfred. Mustangs, chance to steal this English history category. An eventful year in English history was 1066. 3 different kings ruled during that year. Identify any one of them. Luigi?
William the Conqueror.
William the Conqueror, that is correct. Edward the Confessor and Harold II were the other 2. U.S. population is the category for both teams. Which state in the Union features the smallest percentage of Caucasians? Waiting for the... it is Miles. Go ahead.
Hawaii.
Hawaii, that is correct. Music is the next category for both teams. Name the native country of the man who wrote God Bless America. Anish?
Germany.
That is incorrect. Raiders, chance to steal this music category. Name the native country of the man who wrote God Bless America. Taylor?
America.
That is incorrect. It's Irving Berlin, and he was Russian. He was Russian. Currently, we have a score of Blue Valley North 12, Shawnee Mission South 10. The category is names the same. Here it is for both teams. What one word can both mean acrobats and drinking glasses? Charlie?
Tumbler.
Tumbler, that is correct. World history is the next category for both teams. What celebrated error in history led to the name Indian to describe inhabitants of North America? Miles?
When Christopher Columbus was going over into America, he thought he was going into he was at India, so he called them Indians. In reality, yeah.
Yeah, we got it right there. That's good enough. Next category for both teams is mathematics. A bank president receives 8 times as much salary as one of the loan officers. The sum of their salaries is $135,000. What is the president's salary? That was a hard one to do in your head. It's $120,000. Science is the next category for both teams. The study of electromagnetism began when Thales discovered that this substance, when rubbed, could pick up light objects. What was it? Amanda?
Amber.
Amber is correct. Geography is the next category for both teams. Explain the historical significance of this geographical site. Mount Suribachi. Mount Suribachi is where the Marines raised the flag on Iwo Jima. Next category for both teams is movies. What actress sings Falling in Love Again in the motion picture The Blue Angel? Marlene Dietrich is what we're looking for. World history for both teams. In 1925, who wrote, "The great masses of people will more easily fall victim to a big lie than to a small one"? Ryan.
Hitler.
Hitler wrote that. That is correct. Literature is the next category for both teams. The Lone Ranger's sidekick was Tonto. Who was Don Quixote's squire? Ryan.
Sancho Panza.
Sancho Panza is correct. U.S. history is the next category. Vice President, Speaker of the House, President Pro Tem, Secretary of State, Secretary of the Treasury, and Secretary of Defense are the first 6 people in what list? Anish.
People who succeed the president if he dies.
That is correct. Mathematics is the next category. Oh, that's all right. We'll clear it off. Mathematics is the next category. A keypad lock is operated by pressing 3 of 8 possible buttons, where the order of pressing matters and no button is pressed more than once. How many 3-button permutations are possible? Anish?
210.
That is incorrect. Raiders, chance to steal this mathematics category. A keypad lock is operated by pressing 3 of 8 possible buttons, where the order of pressing matters and no button is pressed more than once. How many 3-button permutations are possible? We're looking for 336, which would be 8 times 7 times 6. Science is the next category for both teams. If 1 coulomb of electricity gives a condenser an electrical potential of 1 volt, what is the capacity of the condenser? We're looking for 1 farad. 1 farad. American women is the next category for both teams. Jane Addams won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1931 for co-founding the Hull House. In which city was it located? Taylor?
Chicago.
Chicago is correct. Current events for both teams. It plans to expand into providing software for electronic delivery of movies and will rent movies online as well. We're talking about what company that dominates the PC market for CD and DVD burning software? Taylor.
Apple.
Apple is incorrect. Mustangs. Current events is that category, and you have a chance to steal. It plans to expand into providing software for electronic delivery of movies and will rent movies online as well. We're talking about what company that dominates the PC market for CD and DVD burning software? Anish?
Roxy.
Roxy. Well, we'll take that. And with that buzzer, that does end our game with that correct response from Blue Valley North. The final score is Blue Valley North 18, Shawnee Mission South 12. Another hard-fought battle right here on Categories. Please join us again next time as we bring you the best and brightest minds of high school academic competition right here in the Johnson County area.